Hey guys, Yak5000 here, and today I'm just going to be bringing you a little short commentary, or maybe a little not so short commentary, of Battlefield 3 on how to do well on Operation Metro, as lots of you have been, or not maybe have been, but are probably experiencing a really hard time with this map if you are playing with probably more than 10 players or so, as this map isn't designed for too many people. And it's kind of like Rust or Dome or stuff like that, the small little maps in Call of Duty, if you want to try and compare it to that. So it's not really meant for too many people. So obviously there's some things that you can do to try and help you out. In this also kind of applies to other maps, but a little bit more or less to this map, just because of the way you need to play this out. You need to try and play it out a little bit differently. And the first thing I'm just going to throw right here is this game is not Call of Duty. So that's why right here you can see squads. There are squads in this game. Utilize your squad mates, everything. Like, you can spawn on your squad mates, you can get right up to the front of the action. That's exactly what you need to do. Because this is a fast-paced game. You need to try and get up to the front as fast as possible. So if you can find a squad mate that's kind of behind cover near the front lines, and you can get right into the action, that's probably the best way to try and quickly get up there and start supporting your team, rather than running all the way from the back. And on top of that, risk getting picked off by a sniper, as there are lots and lots of people in this map, or sorry, not this map really, but this game, that really love to snipe. So you need to really be careful about that and really watch out for those snipers. So you still need to try and stick behind cover the entire time as much as possible. And if you're going to be running across fields and stuff, you should probably sprint anyways. Everyone usually does, but try and keep the sprint up and try and kind of go zigzag if you kind of hear those sniper shots coming by, because they're pretty apparent when they come right past you. You hear that whizzing sound. Sometimes you'll get stunned as well, depending on how close the shot was. And now that the new patch is out, you may as well use this silencer on your guns now. Now you use a gun, it's good for flanking now, so they don't know where you're coming, because before, what happened is you got range reduction and you also got damage reduction from the silencer. Well, they finally took out the damage reduction, so the silencer is pretty much just the same as a normal gun, just a bit less range. All that really means you just need to aim a little bit higher on your enemy and may not be able to get those ultra long shots, but you can always just try and move up a bit. Especially if you're playing Metro, like I said. This isn't the most long range map in the world. Now obviously there's not too much actually you can really do at the very beginning. Because the very beginning here, as you can see, there is not a whole heck of a lot of cover. So there's mostly just rocks in the ground, which are probably like your best friends right now. Because those are the only real cover. And as you can see, I'm trying to just defend the plant right here, but, you know, it's open. So if you can try and get back farther, find a better place to cover the plant, or make sure to check your flanks, which I probably should have done, you might fare a little bit better. And just before I forgot to mention, you need to use the squad support things. So there are, I guess you can kind of like call them perks if you really want to, if you relate to Call of Duty. There's little things, you know, like like suppression. I can't remember exactly what they're called. It's like one where you suppress your enemy more, you take less suppression, and more explosives, less explosive damage taken to you, all that kind of fun stuff. And you unlock those during the game. You can use them for yourself, and then eventually, once you unlock them to a higher level, you unlock them for your entire squad. So if you're in a squad and you use it, it'll be used for your entire squad, which is kind of useful. So you need to try and find a good one to use with your squad. I find the best one to use for this is actually the explosive one. So where you take less explosive damage, as once you get into the tunnels, people really start racking up on the RPGs and stuff. And there's also another one where you can get more grenades, so if someone else is already using the other one, no point in doubling it up, because it doesn't really actually do anything extra if you double it up. So I'd pick the one with the extra grenades, and then after that, if someone still has that, then pick one of the suppression ones, either the give your bullets more suppression on the enemy, or you take less suppression, one of the two. Sprinting isn't really the biggest thing on this map. There's not too much running you really need to do, so all it does is speed up your sprint, so that's what that one does. Now that you get to the tunnels though, you can there's a little bit more to do down here. First of all, you need to make sure you do not just go and charge. That's what a lot of people love to do on this map, is just charge. And if you charge in this map, you're just gonna get owned. I'm telling you that right now. You charge in any map, really, you're gonna get owned. Especially in these tunnels, though. So you need to really watch out because there's easy pickoffs here and there, but you're gonna be easy pickoffs to them if you just sprint right through. So it's kind of a two-way street here. So you can get the easy pickoff, or they can. They will usually get it just because people run right through. And as you can see right there, I'm just getting the easy kills right here because they expect you to run right through, and even when you do run right through, half the time you don't even see those guys. So you can get the easy kills. And see, as you can see, I'm just checking around the corner. See that guy right here. Try and kill the second guy, and you always want to take cover when you're reloading, right? So take cover, go back, and obviously you can't get every single guy every time, but you try your best. And the silencer does come in handy a little later on when you try and flank enemies. I'll probably end up flanking. I do flank a lot in this eventually, but that's like your best friend in this. And I think I'm just showing you, yeah, all the different the little squad thingies right there. But silence helps when you're flanking because they don't even know you're coming. You can get the free kills over and over and over and over. So, because they don't see your bullets on there, or they don't see on the radar, right? So, and also obviously your sound is suppressed, but no one really listens to this sound too hardcore. But depending on what kind of headset you have, I have a pretty decent headset, so I can hear most things. And obviously running right on like I did right there was probably not the greatest idea I've ever had in the entire world either. I wasn't even really expecting there to be two guys sitting right up there. I was just gonna go and check a nade up there when I got there, but that didn't really happen too fast. And here I run completely the wrong way, which is the smartest thing to do. I'm like, oh yeah, wrong way. But yeah. So just wait for me to get back in the fight here. And obviously you can always just try different routes and stuff. If you see a lot of your teammates along one route or route, you might want to even pick the other one because the enemies aren't going to be expecting you to come from there. They see all your teammates in one area. They're all going to be shooting over there. They're not going to be watching the other direction. And also on top of that, you get more solo independent kills. So, because usually they're going to be firing at the big clumps of enemies, i.e. where all your teammates are coming from. So you can get easy kills from there because they won't be expecting you. On top of that, they'll usually be camping in the area where your teammates aren't, so you might even get a whole bunch of flanking kills. You can just run the entire way around and just come up from right behind, which is the easiest way to get kills. And if you are smart enough to remember, you can also chuck a couple nades while you're at it. Even though nades you can't cook in this game, they are kind of useful even for getting kills, not necessarily with the grenade itself, but it does cause the enemies to scatter, which well, when you're scattering, you can't really scatter and shoot at the same time, because either you have the option of running away from the grenade and, well, risk getting killed by the guy shooting at you, or you can just stay there and get blown up by the grenade. So really either way, it's a win-win situation, as long as you're keeping your guard up and you're remembering to go and shoot the guys as they're running out. Obviously right there, you can always pistol switch, so if you run out of ammo in your main gun, don't always feel obligated to try and go back and reload. You can always switch to your secondary. And right here, in the patch, they've kind of made the med packs a little more necessary, so what happens is so you need to make sure you always keep your eye on the radar and stuff, and, well, maybe listen for enemy footsteps and stuff, as I did right there, as I just span right around and kill that guy. But also keep up the revives too. It gets you a lot of points, and it keeps all your enemies fresh and up. Always keep on throwing down med packs, even if your teammates don't need them, because trust me, within a minute you're going to start getting sprayed down and they're going to need them. So it's a ton of free points, and on top of that, well, you can keep them alive. And if you need your teammates in this map, because if you don't have any teammates to help you out, you're just going to get swarmed by enemies, you're all going to be dead. So you need to actually play as a team, as Battlefield is kind of a more or less team-based game. So, you know, with all the different classes, support, medic, engineer, and recon, sniper, whatever. So you need to make sure you do all that. And always keep on checking the back. I think I do that in a second, or maybe I forget to. But, yeah, no, the other back around there. Or I think I just turn around every once in a while. And never really rush down the stairs right here, because they're all sitting down there. And so I slowly go down trying to see if there's anyone there. Side's a little too dangerous, go back. And I think I probably saw some guy on this other side over down here. I'm not even sure. No, actually, I'm just trying to go down and flank them. Right here, I get the easy flank, as you can see. I'm about to go around in a second, right here, in a minute, to revive this guy. So all the way around the back of the trains here, because I see them all on the other side. They're all facing the wrong way. So I just come and shoot them from behind. They don't even know where it's coming from because of my silencer. So I'm getting free kills, and they're just getting owned. You see? So that was like, what, 5 kills right there. I haven't even taken a single bullet. So that's how easy it is when you get to flanking. Now, obviously, you need to watch out for other guys sitting right in behind you. So don't always think you have it perfect right off, because there's always going to be a guy sitting somewhere in the back. But it's a good way to get free kills if you know how to do it properly. And I'm going to spawn right in here at the bomb site where I completely get owned. But you always need to make sure there comes a point where you don't really worry about your kill-death ratio too much, because you are playing, well, if you're playing Rush or Conquest or something, it's objective. You need to go for the objective. Now, I don't recommend playing Conquest on Rush. It's just literally impossible to win. All there are is ever 3 flags, and you know, like, the first person to get the middle flag, the first team to get the middle flag, will pretty much hold it for the rest of the game. So, and then will really win just because they have the extra flag. Because it's just impossible unless you're playing with under 10 people. So Rush is the one possible game in this map, unless you're playing with under 10 people or so, around there. Or you can always play like team deathmatch, squad deathmatch. That can actually be pretty interesting in this. It actually does work out kind of okay, so it may do a little better. But I haven't really tried it too much. I don't really play team deathmatch and squad deathmatch too much in this game. I like the more or less the stuff with the objectives. I like objectives. Gives me something to do, something to go for, rather than just running out and do aimless killing, which is just more or less pointless. And, well, instead of running away from the enemy right there, I decided to run right into him, which is probably something else you shouldn't do if you want to do well, obviously. And not run into a grenade. My throat's getting dry. So I think, yeah, we have to move up now. So obviously, just keep on cleaning out all these areas with guys in them, because there's still obviously a bunch of guys sitting around back here until they respawn. So they're gonna keep on trying to get the easy pickoffs and spawn kills and stuff. But that can also be a easy kill for you if you do it right. You just come up from behind them. They're a single guy. You have your whole team backing you up. You're set. And always remember that there's alternate routes. Like, look right here. All the teammates are covering, all the enemies are covering the elevator. So I just go right up through the stairs right here. There's next to nobody through here. I can just easily get up. And I think I'll run right through here in a second. Yeah, so right here, I get right in this tunnel. Still almost empty in here. And I think I stick around here for most of the game now, actually. Because if you go by the front elevators and stuff, you just go head on. You're always going to get owned. So you always want to try and take the side entrances, going through the edges. And once you get into there, you get some of your squad mates spawning on you. Stuff you can kind of hold it, and your teammates will slowly push up to there. And once you have your whole team kind of in that area, you're pretty much set. It's pretty hard for them to push you back. So you guys kind of need to set up a base in there. Now, obviously, like I said, do not charge, or else you will just get raped. Unfortunately, right here, I do go for the Rambo revive, because I thought it was empty in there, but obviously not. So you never really want to risk that too much unless you're really feeling confident, which, well, is probably not the greatest idea. And once I respawn, so obviously, and like I said about the flanking, I believe I finally tried a different tactic with this a little bit later. I do manage to push up a bit in this, I believe, up to about here, and then I got killed again. And I think I tried going on the side, where I actually do get a decent amount of kills, do make a decent push, but it really depends. So my teammates have already blown up the other bomb, which pretty much redirects all the enemies right to this location, which does not help too much with my situation of trying to overtake this one bomb. So also it kind of depends on the team that you get. Teammates know what they're doing, or if they're all just sitting back sniping. Now, this is also where you get a ton of free revives, which equals a ton of free points. I believe I level up right around here. Yeah, so there's my service star, which I think levels me up with all the XP that I get in a second. No, not yet, but You know what I mean. So you get free points, free healing, and if you keep all your teammates alive and stuff, especially as you can see lots of these guys are support, they can give you good suppression fire and you can get easy kills. And if you don't pay attention, like I said, those guys charging right in here, they don't think you're going to be paying attention, which actually most of the time you're not, because you're just busy scoping in and doing other stuff, and those come up from right behind you. So I even do that stuff what the other guy did, just charge right in. I can get some free kills, but if you're paying attention, you can easily kill them off. And I believe someone comes in from behind me. No, I just get raped by all these guys. But like I said, if you're smart and you remember, you will throw a grenade right in there. They'll scatter, and you'll either get a couple of kills, or pick them off, or get both. One or the other. You're guaranteed to get a couple kills. I finally throw the grenade, but by then they've all been smart and finally scattered. So nothing really happened back there, as well as the fact I was also being shot heavily. And like I said, it's not Call of Duty, so you cannot sustain. Well, you can't just run out into combat and get a whole bunch of kills instantly, so you're actually gonna get killed if you do that. Well, I mean more or less not get a kill. I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Let's make sure we respawn. Okay, so I eventually just run right back into here, because the bomb is right around the corner. So if I can manage to get right in through the left there and get into the corner, then I'll be okay and I can attempt to get a plant. But these guys are still completely overtaking this area. I think we actually get pushed back finally, because not many of my teammates are really coming through here. They're all kind of sitting back, and they're like, oh no, we should just give suppressing fire from all the way back here. So you don't want to be one of those noobs just sitting at the back of the map or the other side of the map, not doing absolutely anything. Like, there's only about a few of my teammates actually going through this tunnel trying to help out at all, but not nearly enough are going in. On top of that, lots of these guys are just using shotguns and just completely owning us, which doesn't help at all either. I think I might switch to the engineer class in a minute. I'm not sure if I actually do that quite yet, but no, I don't. So again, if you're recon, it's good to set up the beacons and maybe even spawn on the beacon, especially if none of your squad mates are alive. You can at least keep up a defensive position at the front. And always remember to reload when you have extra time. And try and get those revives in, keep your teammates alive. As you can see, I'm probably going to get rushed by another wave of guys again. And obviously if you have no teammates, you're just going to get completely owned. I almost managed to get a plant right in here. We get pretty close, but once again, not enough covering fire from the rest of our teammates. So you need to try and be a team player and actually help out your teammates. Now, I finally switched to engineer, which means you pretty much get the RPG or the rocket launcher. You actually need to try and not be too afraid of being a, quote, noob in this and using an RPG, as well. Just about everybody uses it, and so really it's actually almost like equivalent to a grenade launcher, I guess you could say, just a lot more powerful. As you can see, it actually did give me a couple kills, does clean out big waves of enemies pretty decently. And you think about it, in Call of Duty, it's actually a secondary weapon that you can use, so it's not that bad. Now right here, if I actually had taken my machine gun out and not walked out with my RPG, I might have actually been able to kill that guy and gotten the planted before all his squad mates spawned. But you know, I kept on thinking about that for the rest of the game as it just ended, and I thought, oh, that could have been it right there. Probably could have been, but as you can see, it wasn't. But I made it pretty far in that game. I did a pretty decent KD. I got like 30,000 points, so as you can see, it is a pretty decent strategy, which means you should probably try it out and use that silencer. Don't feel afraid to switch to RPG, all that kind of fun stuff. Anyways, you can feel free to subscribe to my channel for more videos and cool commentaries and shiz and videos, and obviously give this video a like if you enjoyed it, a fave if you jizzed everywhere. And well, that's just about all I have to say for this, and hope you enjoyed this Battlefield 3 on PC. See ya.